Abuja beggar ban. I am embarrassed by the fact that Northerners dominate the population of beggars. Saleh Ibrahim. According to the report from the Daily Post, the chairman of non-governmental organization Long-Term Solution for Destitute Initiative, Saleh Ibrahim, expressed disappointment and embarrassment over the prevalence of begging among Northerners in Nigeria, despite the region's long-standing political influence. He acknowledged that begging goes against Islamic principles and damages one's self-esteem, citing the late General Hassan Usman Katsina's strong stance against begging in his final view. While commenting, while commending Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike for addressing the issue of begging in Abuja, Ibrahim warned against overlooking the human rights aspect of the situation and called for a more comprehensive approach. He noted that previous ministers such as Nasser El-Rufai had attempted to address the issue of begging, but argued that more sustainable and long-term solutions are needed to effectively address the problem. Through these statements, Ibrahim highlighted the complexities of addressing the issue of begging in Nigeria and urged leaders to consider the broader and social economic factors contributing to the problem. According to Saleh Ibrahim, I am particularly embarrassed by the fact that Northerners dominate the population of beggars in the country, despite our privilege of holding political power the longest. It is a badge of shame. Islam forbids and discourages begging. Begging destroys one's pride and self-esteem. It is an insult to self-esteem. In his last interview with the BBC Hausa service, shortly before his demise, General Hassan Usman Katsina admonished bitterly against begging. However, while we are commending the FCT minister for his courage, we shouldn't ignore the human rights angle of the issue. We should not treat a complex issue superficially. A cosmetic approach to public policy usually makes a bad situation worse. Wike was not the first minister to expel beggars.
In fact, when some people speak at times, you begin to wonder, how do they reason? Or is it because they are just trying to be selfish because some things have not really happened to them? Meanwhile, in this Ubudo Naija, in one way or the other, majority of Nigerians, almost 95% of Nigerians, have gone through poverty in one way or the other. Are you going to talk about the injustice in this country? In many ways, you don't even have to be a beggar. And like I said in one of my videos, that you know what, we have a lot of people who are begging, but just that they are in different scale. Once you are handicapped of something, meaning that you are less privileged in that thing, you look up to somebody for something. It could just be, oh, somebody, you needed somebody to just, talk with you. You needed some idea, you needed some advice, you needed somebody to just push you or whatever. Like they always say, nobody is island of everything. So when you see people in the position of authority, when they speak like this, you know that they speak from the angle of wickedness, selfishness, and I think I can't say it's even ignorance. It's just um, centered on selfishness. Somebody was saying that, say, oh, Wike is not the only person who has expelled or trying to ask beggar to leave. What are the root cause of all of these things? Just like we talk about this insecurity of a thing. We know the root cause of all this insecurity, the hardship, and all of that. You can imagine one of the senators mocking the federal government. They say, oh, to them they have done noble by removing 25 million Nigerians out of poverty. To them, they have done noble. 25,000 naira, you give somebody 25,000 naira. And when I hear people jubilating and celebrating 25,000 naira, for what? Tell me, 25,000 naira for what? Even before now, 10 years ago, what is 25,000 naira you're going to give somebody that you now tell me that is what's going to make the person's life better or what? Not to talk of 10 years ago, 5 years ago, not to talk of today. That even the situation that we found ourselves, they are the ones who have caused the problem. You are giving somebody 25,000 naira and you are coming to jubilate. What would the person buy with 25,000 naira? Even when Buhari was there, they were giving people 10,000. Was it 10,000 naira? They said, I don't even know that traders' money. And unfortunately, somebody like Oshibajo who supposed to know better. And some people will not be telling you that, you know what, yeah, that 10,000 naira is big for somebody. Something that somebody, they, within 1 week, is done, is gone. If you want to manage it. I'm talking about just one person, not to talk of a family of 2 or 3 or 4. What will 10,000 naira do? Not to talk of today, present day. Give somebody 1 million naira. Believe you me, in the next 6 months, the person will come back to zero because it makes no sense. And the government is celebrating that. They are the ones who are always causing this hardship. Now you are telling beggars to leave. What have you provisions have you made? And again, telling us that northerners made dominate the numbers of the population of those beggars. You see, this is a country where we don't even have data because they just code something out of it. Of course, you might just want to say that, but we just have to look things holistically. We have a lot of people nationwide begging now. It might be in different form, but the way some people have already done it, like I say, oh, people always use a one brush to paint everybody. No, it doesn't work like that. We have different people who are begging in different ways, and they are feeling it. But just not that, because you have some people who have already put themselves in a particular position who just quickly assume that oh yes, so majority of some people from some tribe, they are the ones who dominate the numbers of beggars. But even that is not even what we are even talking about, but the insensitivity and the problems. Because when you have a lot of beggars like this, it is as a result of the government's policies. But they will not want to agree to that. At the end of the day, they will be giving people peanuts. Those that they are giving 25,000 naira, go and check. Also, majority of them are beggars in one way or the other. Even those who always class themselves to be average class. Now, there's nothing like average class in this dispensation that Tinubu has brought Nigeria into, or taking Nigeria into. Nothing like a middle class again, or nothing like average class. Everybody is either you are up there or you are down down. That is it. There's nothing like a middle or average class. So, like I said, these people, they just come out to talk nonsense. Yano pata. It's born out of selfishness and wickedness, because they know where the whole problem is coming from. See this on face. See this okay. So on unreasonable set of people. They are unbelievable people. And they have passed through all of these things. Just because they have passed through it, they don't even want to care. They will tell you who came for us when we were suffering. So guys, let's say your opinion.